What's up, weirdo? Shade Tree Surgeon here, and it's chopper time, baby. Shoot, baby. You know, after pushing the E-start and twisting that throttle, feeling this thing jump right up, you know what? It certainly doesn't accelerate like a chopper, that's for sure. Having that Fat Bob 114 in this thing, I assume with a little bit of tickling done to it, this thing scoots. And with turn signals and the way this thing corners with that Fat Bob suspension, it definitely doesn't handle like a chopper either. Oh yeah, definitely not. Whoa! Oh, that motor's got to be massaged. That on top of the fact that it's got quite a few bits pulled off of it. Dual front disc, it doesn't stop like a chopper either. I tell you what, dude, I've got plenty of experience on stoppers that don't go very fast, and when you do get them up to speed, they don't stop very fast either. So that's new. Hell yeah. Attack chopper. It's not rattling my teeth out, it accelerates fast, it stops great, it's comfortable, it handles well. Is this even a chopper? Well, actually, no, it's not really technically a chopper because nothing's chopped off of it. You could say it's chopper style, but I think a more accurate term would be bobber. If you really want to get into a pissing match over the semantics of which word you're going to use to describe a motorcycle, you're probably not the type of person I'd hang out with anyway. I just like them loud. I like them to look loud, go fast, be sketchy. You know what? This one fits the bill. The Devil Tail chopper done up by Paul Sr. himself from Bert's Barracuda. And, you know, it's more than just something to put a big smile on my face. This bike is doing special things. You see, Bert King himself commissioned this bike to be built by Paul Sr. because, I don't know, that's what Bert wanted. He wanted a Fat Bob done up like a chopper, but with actual suspension. So Paul made this motorcycle for Bert, and Bert loved it. You know, when I first saw it, I'll admit the styling wasn't for me, but the more I ride it around and twist that throttle, the more I'm coming to love it. And it's okay if the style's not for you either, man. It's a custom bike. The Diplomat, he loves it, which is not surprising, seeing his cholo style that he digs a bike like this. He thinks it's perfect. I got a couple other friends who are on the fence about it. Cami Bay absolutely loves this thing. She's in love with this motorcycle.
Bill.
What?
Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
Boots to the flames, down the back, baby, to the moneymaker. Yo, me too, man. I can't even get off that damn thing. Yeah. Oh, there she goes. All right.
And that brings me to the special part, because there's more special stuff about this motorcycle than Cammie's cute little ass taking up real estate on the seat, if you know what I mean. Although, that's pretty special to me. Oh my God, this thing is too much fun. It's just wild to ride something that's shaped like this aggressively. You're like, this should not be able to do this. I think I'm understanding more why people do that whole kind of like attack chopper style. If you guys aren't familiar with that, the whole attack chopper thing is usually, this isn't chopped or raked or anything like that, but they'll do like a big stretch and a negative rake with rear suspension on a bike. And so it's still like a crazy chopper. A lot of times they're magneto fired, but then they just put like crazy performance, like radial Brembos on them and all these go fast parts, and the motors are real hopped up. Attack chopper. So when I look at this, that's what I think. I think attack chopper. That's kind of the style I would put on it if you need to have a word to describe it. It's all good, baby. Some people aren't happy unless they get to assign something into a little box. Me? It makes a cool sound. It's got a lot of paint job. I'm pretty happy. What can I say? Just like most of you other guys there in Shade Tree Army, we don't discriminate too hard. We just like bike. Well, the whole reason we have this bike right now is after Bert commissioned it from Paul Sr. and had it built, we had talked about raffling this thing off to benefit homeless veterans. And we're still going to pursue that charity in the future, but for right now, Hurricane Ian hit while we were just getting prepared to do that, and there have been so many people left in the wake of that disaster that have been left with absolutely nothing. They have nothing to their name. they've lost their home, they've lost everything, their cars, their vehicles. People have lost loved ones. That's what I think a lot of people don't understand. I'll tell them sometimes, where people are like, oh man, you should have had insurance, you should have had this. First off, you wouldn't believe how many insurance companies drop people that the insurance companies just declared bankruptcy and don't exist anymore, or all of a sudden coughed up some little clause where they won't pay for anything, or sometimes people are just in between jobs, man. You gotta be one cold bastard to be like, screw you, I don't want to help, you didn't have insurance. People out there who are renting homes, who have kids, who might have been in between jobs or late on a payment or something like that, and all of a sudden, guess what? You're late on a payment a couple weeks before a hurricane's coming, and then you try to reinstate your insurance while there's a hurricane in the Gulf. Guess what? This happened to me. If you try to reinstate your insurance after letting it lapse on your home, and there's even a tropical storm in the Gulf of Mexico or outside of Cuba or anywhere like that, they will not insure you. They're just like, no, we're not going to give you any insurance. Nobody will. You're just up shit creek without a paddle. Luckily, when it happened to me, the hurricane missed us. That was years and years ago. But let me tell you what, that's exactly how it happened. I was running late on some payments. It was years ago. I was really struggling. And you know what? I let my house insurance lapse because it was that or feed myself. I mean, that's really where I was at. Like I say, before you go being, Mr. Coldheart out there, hard-nosed bastard, you damn hard cases, telling people that you ain't got no sympathy for them, you can't help, you realize it's a lot easier than you might think to get in a position where you don't have insurance and you're not covered for a situation like Hurricane Ian. And guess what? A lot of people weren't, and a lot of them lost everything. They're literally sitting out on the streets with nothing to their name. Their homes demolished, their cars lost, family members dead, family members injured. I can't tell you, now that it's not on the news anymore, everyone thinks it's gone away. Like, oh yeah, Hurricane Ian's gone. You guys got through that one. No, that's not how it works. There is months and months and years afterwards of people trying to rebuild their lives, of cities trying to rebuild. Like, you guys, if you're not from Florida, you really have no idea how bad it actually is after a hurricane and how many years there is after a hurricane hits that people are just horrendously affected. Anyway, as I was saying before, I had to put my feet down on the highway. Man, I hate that. The struggle after the hurricane goes on for so much longer than people who don't live here understand. It's horrendous, and it's happening right now. So when we saw the reports coming in, like I said, Burt King himself has donated money, literally donated his own personal money to rival dealerships, to their competition, to help them out, the ones that were hit really bad. All right, it's time to get on some surface roads. It's a novelty being able to ride the chopper on the highway, but let's go ahead and get off it. This sucks. When Hurricane Ian hit, it affected a lot of Harley-Davidson dealerships down there. I mean, Burt had employees who lost everything. Last time I was up at Burt's, Burt King was literally a Burt's from Burt's Barracuda. His Black Widow dealership is the one where down in Port Charlotte where he had a bunch of people actually lose their homes. He was loaning out his personal truck. This is not an assistant manager. This isn't a manager. This isn't a service writer. This is Burt King, as in the name that's on the front of the dealership. Burt's Barracuda and Burt's Black Widow, the owner of the dealership, and he's just loaning out his personal vehicle to people so they can move, helping people buy trailers so they can put something on their lot so they have something to live in even though their house is demolished. And he just looked at this bike and says, you know what? I really wanted a Paul Senior original. That's why I commissioned this. He wanted an OCC bike and he wanted it built out of a Fat Bob, but he goes, you know what? I think that bike can do a lot more good if we just go ahead and raffle it off. Like I've said before, and I'll say it again, Burt King from Burt's Barracuda and Burt's Black Widow, that guy is the real deal. So here we are. We got the raffle going on, and we're doing it just like David taught to do it. And trust me, our main focus is still going to be Forgotten Angels, but this is a natural freaking disaster, okay? In the light of this natural disaster, people need help. This is what we're shifting our focus to right now, is this attack chopper. So we're running the raffle. We're going to do the same way we went with Forgotten Angels. It's going to be $20 a ticket actually instead of $25, and it will enter you win this chopper. And I talked to the boys up there, and there's something we've been wanting to do anyway, and I said, hey, listen, this chopper's amazing. I think it's badass, but not everybody's going to want it, which is fair. It's a custom motorcycle. It's custom painted. Burt built it for himself, so it's his bike. This is Burt's personal motorcycle. So let me tell you what, not everybody's going to have the exact same taste as Burt King, and even he understands that. So we talked about building another bike that's kind of not the polar opposite of this thing, but opposite and alike at the same time, just Venn diagrams intersecting. With the end of the Sportster run, with the end of the Evo Sportsters, we've decided to also build a last of the line Sportster, and we're just going to deck it out with badass Legend suspension. It's going to get a 1250 big bore kit, cams, high flow heads, and just like the best of everything on the bike to make it just like this rip snorting tracker build. And I'm just like, dude, if you can't pick out of one of those two bikes, you got a badass 100 horsepower plus tracker, or also an attack chopper that hauls ass too. If you can't find something you like in those two bikes, well, I guess that's understandable too. We'll probably have something else coming up before too long if I know Bert. Oh man, all I gotta do is listen to them fishtails on the 114, and I found something I like. There's other stuff too. One of the things I'm most excited about is, if you didn't know, Bert's other great love besides motorcycles, desserts, mainly cheesecake, very fast automobiles, is also fishing. If you couldn't guess from the way he dresses, I know everyone goes like, oh, he looks like Jimmy Buffett. I always think he looks like Ashley Schaefer from Kenny Powers, but that's just because I love Eastbound and Downs. That's like my favorite series ever, so I think it's so awesome that Bert looks like Ashley Schaefer, especially with my motor mouth going in there and hanging out all the time. Like, I love our dynamic. It's a lot of fun. This is like just that nothing sounds like fishtails, man. That is just such a cool sound. Since Bert's other great love is fishing, we talked about putting together a package. We're going to give away 3, like pretty much all expenses paid fishing trips, where we're going to draw a random name out of the raffle that doesn't exclude you from winning other prizes. We're just drawing a name, and we're going to draw 3 of them over 3 consecutive months, and we're going to go on 3 badass deep sea fishing trips. On top of, if you're down here partying with us anyway, I'm sure we're also going to ride motorcycles, raise hell, and just have an awesome time anyway. So why don't you just kind of think of it as a weekend away with Shade Tree Army, a weekend with the weirdo Brapstar crew. We're gonna ride motorcycles, we're gonna drink beer, we're gonna raise hell, come on vacation, leave on probation, baby. That's how we do it down here. Anyway, I'm really excited about that, because my favorite part of doing all of these things, the camp outs and the bike giveaways for charity, because like I said, we don't keep a dime off of this. This is the same way we do with Forgotten Angels. 100% of it is going directly to benefit Hurricane Ian relief. And it's not even going to some other place that's going to distribute it. There's going to be a board of directors who's going to decide individual people who this money goes to. It's not going to be just like thrown into some big fund where it just gets picked away and it gets whittled down to where it's nothing from all the administrative fees and secretaries and treasurers and all those little things that come up, make your $1 that you donate to a place like the Red Cross more like 35 cents. No, this money is going directly to the people who need it most, and it's going to be decided by an unpaid board of directors, and it's going to go directly into their hands, and we don't even have to wait till the raffle's over. So you can know that the money you donate right now, as of when this video is coming out, it should be coming out in a few days, you can know that that money that gets donated is within probably the next couple weeks directly going to benefit the people who have lost everything during Hurricane Ian. Now, it's not even like happening later. This is happening right now. In fact, what I really want to do is I want to go down there with some of the guys. I just want to get these people's stories, just like we do with Forgotten Angels, where we talk to the young men there and you get their stories and you see what they've been through. I want you guys to know where your money is going, and it's going to help people that are so in need. It's almost beyond belief. I gotta take this thing back in a couple days so they can show it off at the dealership. But yeah, Bert said I could ride around for a little bit while I talked about the charity. And Bert is a good man and he does a lot of good things, but he's got a set of eyes on him just like I do. So he said, why don't you go ahead and take that chopper, make a couple videos on it, and make sure old Cami Bay gets a turn too. And I said, yes sir, I understand the mission. So that's where we're headed right now, because like I said, those fishing trips also come with Cami Bay. Me, Cami Bay, Shaylisi, Bert himself, David Tyler, we're all gonna get together. We're gonna be on the boat partying with you when we go on the fishing trip. So it's gonna be a hell of a time. And even if we don't catch anything, which I think we will, we'll at least catch a buzz, trust me. And if you don't want to go fishing, I gotta tell you, bud, I'm probably still gonna go without you. I'm just saying. The sound just doesn't get old, does it? I freaking love it, dude. Oh man, this thing, let me tell you, just look back there. This thing breaks necks wherever you go. If it breaks necks with me on it, you should see it, man. This thing's causing car accidents when Cami Bay rides it around. Yeah, speaking of Cami Bay, I'm about to head back to the fort right now and wait on her to show up, because if you watched last week's video, which was Cami Bay's triumphant return to YouTube, and much was she missed, especially by me. I mean, we hang out off camera all the time, but you know, I'm really happy that she's back making videos again. That makes me really happy. Well, you guys saw in that video, we were actually talking about the Devil Tail chopper here, but we didn't ride it because we wanted to take some pictures, and it was kind of late. Cami Bay had to go, and I'll be honest with you, I was pretty drunk. It happens. So we made new plans. We're gonna go out ride all day, which I don't know, man. You can spend worse days than riding all day with Cami Bay, all right, and taking pictures. You know, all kinds of pictures, if you know what I mean. And just like me, since she's here in Florida, we both have people that have been severely affected. Good friends of ours have been severely affected by Hurricane Ian. So when I told her about this whole thing going on, the fishing trip, the giveaway, and all that, Cami was on board 110%. You know, I couldn't have stopped her talking about it if I asked her to stop. She was so just like riled up and pumped up and so excited to make a difference, to go out there and be like, look, I can take this YouTube channel and I can take what I have here and I can actually make a difference. Because let me tell you what, guys, it feels good. It feels good to make a difference. Yeah, there are selfish aspects to this. We're bad people doing good things. Chaotic good, baby, and we do it our way because that's the way it feels best. She's into it, and she can't wait to get on this thing, make some videos, and spread the word, because that's what we're doing right now, is we're spreading the word about what's going on. We're spreading the word about this raffle. This isn't for profit. It's not for clout. It's literally, this is just to spread the word and help people talk about it, and also have a good time while we're doing it, because you guys are here, you're watching the videos. It's not like I don't want you to enjoy yourself. It's not like you have to come to this video and go, oh man, a charity? You don't have to donate to the charity. That's fine. You don't have to at all. And I don't want anyone here to think that they have to donate to this charity in order to watch my videos, or that I think that you have to. You don't have to at all. Not everybody's in the same financial position. Some people are already contributing a lot of money to other charities, which I absolutely understand. What I'm saying is, if you got an extra buck, if you got a little more, there's people out there with a little less. That's how I look at it, and that's how I kind of use my money sometimes. Probably a little more than I should, but it is what it is, man. I ain't never saw no hearse with a luggage rack. But as I said, I still want to make awesome content with Cami and just go and rip ass and have fun and drink beers and make the most ridiculous videos I can while also promoting this, because I still want you to have a good time while you're watching the videos. I don't want it to be some sermon where I'm preaching about charity and all this stuff. Nah, man. We're supposed to laugh. We're supposed to have a good time. And you know what? I wouldn't be able to get Cami Bay to do it, or Shay Lisi to do it, or anybody else if they weren't also having a good time. And certainly, all you guys who watch the videos, you know what? If we weren't having a good time, and we weren't having fun and laughing, and you guys weren't laughing along with us, guess what? Nobody would watch the videos, and nobody would know about these charities that we're trying to help, and all these people that we're trying to make a difference for. So, you know, the one hand jerks off the other. Hey, yeah. Oh, this thing do Raymond speed with the quickness. As I was so laboriously getting to the point, if you can't donate, that's fine. You don't have to. Even if you don't want to donate, that's also fine. You don't have to. Nobody's holding a gun to your head, I promise. I will not think any less of you if you don't. What you can do is, if you can't donate, if you can't afford to, or if donating to charity isn't your thing, or if you just don't want to enter into the raffle to win some of this stuff, that's all okay. If you still believe in what I'm talking about, what you can do is you can tell somebody about it. What you can do is you can share this video. You can share CammieBay's video. You can tell, if you tell one person about it, dude, you're doing so much more than the rest of the population is ever going to do. So trust me, you don't have to donate if you can't afford to. And I'm not going to judge you if you don't. But you can share it. That don't cost anything. Ooh, that costs a little bit of gas, but sure is fun. Right, I can already feel my phone vibrating like crazy in my pocket. Probably got like 4 missed calls from Cami Bay because she's waiting at my house to ride this thing. Let's go ahead and get back and make you guys' view just a little bit better. All right, well, I just got back and Cami Bay was not waiting for me here. I actually just,
my phone was ringing off the hook, and it was her. But I don't know if there's going to be a video this Wednesday. Like I said, it was her. I'm jumping in the truck right now, but she was calling me because she got mauled by a dog. I don't know how bad it is yet. She sounded obviously incredibly distressed on the phone. She said she got bit on the face, like actually on the lips, and she was mumbling like I could barely understand what she was saying. So she said there's a lot of blood. We'll see what happens, but you know, obviously getting CammieBayy taken care of is much more important than making a video. So we're gonna go do that. Sorry guys, not exactly how I wanted to end this one, because when I'm just talking about how videos are just all about having a good time, and that's why people watch, well, not exactly a good time, but let's get to it. Well, guys, it's 4 days later, and I didn't expect CammieBayy to want to come over and make a video, but she said, no way, I'm coming over to do it. I don't think anybody expected it from her after literally having her face almost bitten off by a dog. I mean, yeah, I haven't seen her in a few days. When I first saw how bad it was, I will tell you that that was horrendous. That was very upsetting to see. Supposedly it's gotten a little better, she's told me through text, but when I first saw her, I mean, I kept it together because I can compartmentalize really well, so I could stay calm in situations like that. It looked like her face got ripped off. I mean, it was absolutely horrible, and only in the process of swelling and getting worse. Multiple puncture wounds on her face, her lips are ripped. The dog bit her so hard and hit her so hard that it actually damaged her gums when the teeth pierced her lips and it hit her gums behind it. All in all, like a pretty severe injury. I guess it could have been incredibly worse, but still a very severe injury. That was, like I said, it made me want to cry. Although that's the last thing anybody needs when they're going like, can you help me pick my face up off the ground that this dog just ripped off? They don't need to see you cry. Fuck up for that one, okay, boys? But she says she wants to come over and make a video anyway. Here we go. I thought I was going to be telling you guys all about how there's no CammieBayy video today after her triumphant return. Then she misses the next week, although like very good excuse, like having your, I mean, not a good excuse, it's a bad excuse. It's a good excuse for a very bad reason. Nobody wants to have their freaking lips pulled off by a snarling animal, okay? But I guess there is going to be a CammieBayy video. If she does actually film one, she's on her way over here now, then I guess it'll probably be premiering right after this one. So stay tuned if she films one. And if not, I guess I'll add some text in that she didn't film one. But knowing Cammie, we're probably gonna film something. Anyway, till next time, y'all, keep it weird.